bit, right? Be confident, shake it off, ready to go. Okay. Answer your question in just a second then. Know that, okay, in just a minute, Mr. Westfall will give you all the directions. Okay. If you have a question after that, if he doesn't answer your question, please raise your hand. Okay. Is that okay? Can we hold off just a second? Okay.
So the people up on stage with you, Ms. Herman, one of your sixth grade teachers. Mrs. Walsey teaches seventh grade language arts, so somebody will have her as a teacher next year. I'm Mr. Westfall. I teach eighth grade language arts, so in a couple of years I'll see some people from my classroom. As for the B, first up, take a deep breath. No, seriously, do this. Let it out. You're braver than a lot of your colleagues, your other classmates, because you're here. Okay? There's nothing to get stressed out about. You're fine. You're strong enough spellers to make this. You're here. You've gotten it done so far. The way that the bee works, 5 of you will move on to next week's spelling bee against 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. That's the district bee. So the top 5 out of this group will move on. When you come up to spell, say your name into the microphone. That way Mrs. Walsky knows that you're ready for your word. She will give you the word. If you don't hear correctly or you're not sure or you want more information, you can ask her to repeat the word. You can ask for part of speech, noun, verb, adjective, adverb. You can ask for the word to be used in a sentence. And you can ask for judgment. If you have any doubt at all about the word that you're spelling, ask those questions. Because each one of those will give you a little piece so you're sure you've got the right word. If we want to know how well you can spell, this isn't so much a hearing test. Make sure you heard it correctly, ask those questions. When you're ready to start spelling, you have a small whiteboard right here. You can write as many things as you want. If it helps you to write, I got this at the top with a big exclamation point, do it. Okay? We don't need to see what's on this board. Try it out here, because as soon as you start to speak, we have to take what you say. What that means is you start by saying the word into the mic. If you've gotten anything correct, Mrs. Walsky will correct you so you got the right word at least, or say the word again. Then you start spelling. When you're done spelling, say the word again, and you'll see me over there with a sign that has a red side and a green side. Green means that you've gotten it correct. Red means that you're incorrect. Either way, go back to your chair. At the end of the round, people who've been eliminated from the competition will be asked to sit in the front row, or the front couple rows actually, so we can keep our spacing, of the auditorium to watch the rest of the competition. When we start getting down there to 5 or 6 people, sometimes everybody misses it. That means everybody's still in the competition. If you come down to being the champion, you have one other word to spell to prove that you deserve to be there and it wasn't just dumb luck that everybody else happened to miss their word. We'll deal with that when we get there. Have some fun with this. Anybody nervous? Don't be. It'll be okay. Because we're going to do a practice round first. So this first round that we run through doesn't count. It's practice our process again. Say your name into the microphone. Mrs. Walsky will give you the word. Say the word. Spell the word. Say the word again so we know that you're done. And look for the signal. Now, if you were to come and say the word, if I say cat, and then say K-A-R, I'm done. We can't go back, we can't redo, we can't fix it. Once it's out there, it's out there. So make sure you're using the whiteboard. Okay? If you spell dog, D-A-W, no, we can't go back and fix that. Everybody got it? Thumbs up if you got it. Awesome. Remember, the first round is practice.
I have a question.
have a question? Yes, sir.
Why does it smell like salted apples?
What's that?
Why does it smell like salted apples in here?
I do not know. Yes.
If you're referring to a place or a country, would you have to use the capital or say like,
Good question. We're only concerned about the letters and the order today. Capitals, spaces, apostrophes, we're not going to use. Okay. Get the letters in the correct order, we're good. Yes, ma'am?
How many rounds are there gonna be?
As many as we need. It sounds like I'm being a little flippant, a little silly, but we don't know how many rounds it's going to take. It took the fifth grade 16 rounds to sort things out, but each time competitors are eliminated, the rounds go much faster. So it kind of depends on how things run. Any other questions? All right. Mrs. Herman has a deck of cards with your names on them. She's going to use those to randomly assign the order. That way you don't have people getting the easiest word of each round or the hardest word of each round, because they're roughly going from easy to hard as we go through. Okay? So the order will be randomized at the top of each round. We'll have 3 competitors, sometimes 4, depending on how many. First competitor is at the podium, ready to go. The second competitor, you want to stand back about 6 feet, give them some space. Our third competitor should be back by the curtains. All right. Thumbs up, shadow. Sweet. Let's go.
Okay. If I say your name incorrectly during this round, please correct me this round. Okay? Renya, Hayden, Audrina.
Renya. Car. Car. C-A-R. Car.
And remember, don't leave the podium until you see the red or green flag.
Hayden.
Last.
Last. L-A-S-T.
Say the word again.
Last. Audrina.
This word has a homonym. Cove, noun, a small sheltered inlet or bay. Cove.
C-O-V. Cove.
Remember when you start the spelling, the letters that come out are still there.
Na, Lauren, and Oma.
Say your name. Bent.
Bent. B-E-N-T. Bent.
Remember that you can ask for definitions, sentences, parts of speech, and repeats.
Lauren.
Try.
Could you use that sentence?
Cleveland decided to try learning French before he studied abroad. Try.
Try. T-R-Y. Try. Alma.
This word has a homonym. Feet, plural noun. The terminal parts of the vertebrate legs upon which an individual stands, consisting in most bipeds as humans and many quadrupeds as the cat, of all of the structures as heel arches and digits below the ankle joint, or in digitigrade animals as the horse or sheep, or of the terminal parts of one or more digits, often encased in a horny hoof. Feet.
Feet. F-E-E-T. Feet.
This word has a homonym. Mask, noun, a covering often of gauze-like material for the mouth and nose to prevent droplets from being dispersed into the air. Mask.
Mask. M-A-S-K. Mask.
Jefferson.
Cold.
Can you use that in a sentence?
The house became so cold with the heat cut off that Eric moved into the garage, which had a kerosene heater. Cold.
C-O-L-D.
Say the word again.
Cold.
Get a little bit closer. Yeah. This word has a homonym. Must, noun, an indispensable item, an essential, a necessity. Must.
M-U-S-T.
Say the word again.
Remember, folks, you need to say the word before you start to spell it, and after you complete spelling it. That way we know you're ready to begin and you complete it. Okay? Grace, Lindsay, Peyton.
Say your name.
Grace.
Left.
Left. L-E-F-T. Left. Leafy.
Lisp.
Can you say that in a sentence?
The critically acclaimed Canadian singer Grimes likes her lisp and has not let it limit her ambitions. Lisp.
Lisp. L-Y-S-P. Lisp.
Peyton.
Drill.
D-R-I-L-L. Drill.
Lily, Jonathan, Eva, and Rebecca.
Lily.
Swim.
Swim. S-W-I-M. Swim.
Move the microphone down if you need to, Jonathan.
It'll tilt down.
It tilts.
Bring the top part down.
Jonathan.
Silk.
Silk. S-I-L-K. Silk.
Adjust the mic. There you go.
Eva.
Rage.
R-A-G-E. Rage. Rebecca.
Jelly.
J-E-L-L-Y. Jelly.
That's it for our practice round. Nobody fainted, give yourself a round of applause. Alright, so the competition actually begins now. Remember to say the word so that I know you're starting, and say it again so that we know you have finished. Okay?
Also, it's important to say the word before you start spelling, because if I hear that you have the wrong word, I'll step in and I'll repeat it. Okay? So say it first, then spell it.
All right. Emmett, Jefferson, and Lily.
This word has a near homonym. Poor. Adjective. Worthy of being pitied. Pour.
Can I get a sentence?
Simon opened his home to the poor kitten who was outside in the rain. Pour.
Poor. P-O-O-R. Poor.
Jefferson.
Crusts.
Crust. C-R-U-S-T. Crust.
Lily?
This word has a homonym. Shoe. Noun. An outer covering for the human foot, usually made of leather, with a thick or stiff sole and an attached heel. Shoe.
Shoe. S-H-O-E. Shoe.
Alma. Lauren. Eva.
Alma.
Closed.
Can you repeat that?
Closed.
Closed. C-L-O-S-E-D. Closed. Born.
Rapids.
Could you use that in a sentence?
Mia safely navigated the rapids in her kayak. Rapids.
Rapids. R-A-P-I-D-S. Rapids. Eva.
Sprung.
Sentence, please.
When Katya opened the gate, the dogs sprung out, racing to greet her. Sprung.
Sprung. S-P-R-U-N-G. Sprung.
Grenia. Courtney. Now.
Brynja.
Gutter.
Gutter. G-U-T-T-E-R. Gutter. Courtney.
Wanted.
Wanted. W-A-N-T-E-D. Wanted.
Cheese.
Cheese. C-H-E-E-S-E.
Say it again.
Jonathan. Peyton. Audrina.
Jonathan.
Crouched.
Can you use that in a sentence, please?
The hunter crouched down to the ground to examine the line of tracks. Crouched.
Crouched. C-R-O-U-C-H-E-D. Crouched. Peyton.
This word has a homonym. Not. an intertwining, looping, bending, hitching, folding, gathering together, or tangling of one or more parts of a pliant, relatively slender length of something in such a way as to produce a tying together, fastening, binding, or connecting of the length on to or with itself another length or some other thing, and I forgot to say noun, knot.
Knot. K-N-O-T. Knot. Audrina.
Firmly.
Could you use that in a sentence, please?
Dad left a firmly worded note about the chores that needed to be done before TV time could begin. Firmly.
Firmly. F-I-R-M-L-Y. Firmly.
Hayden, Rebecca, Grace, Lucy.
Hayden.
Slumped.
Slumped. S-L-U-M-P-E-D. Slumped.
Rebecca.
This word could be confused with a similar word. Gloves, plural noun, coverings for the hands, having separate sections or merely separate openings for each of the fingers and the thumb, and often extending partway up the arm and made of various materials as leather, wool, rubber, that is used to protect the hand or as a dress accessory, often used with pair. Gloves.
Gloves. G-L-O-V-E-S. Gloves. Grace.
Inflate.
Can you use that in a sentence, please?
Latrice asked the mechanics if they could inflate and rotate her tires after changing the car's battery. Inflate.
Inflate. I-N-F-L-A-T-E. Inflate.
Lacey.
Fabric.
Can you say that in a sentence?
Cotton is the only fabric Tildy's mom will allow for bed sheets since it is soft, breathable, and washes easily. Fabric.
Fabric. F-A-B-B-E-T. Fabric.
That is the end of round one. Jefferson and Lindsay, take your certificates, come on over. That's the time you're gonna trip things up. On to round two. Go ahead and move up a little, bring your certificate with you. As we have people eliminated, we'll fill in the gaps. Alright, here we go.
Rebecca, Hayden, and Grace.
Rebecca.
This word has a near homonym, mumble, verb, To utter with low, inarticulate voice. Mumble.
Mumble. M-U-M-B-L-E. Mumble.
Hayden.
Clerks.
Clerks. C-L-E-R-K-S. Clerks.
Grace.
This word has a homonym. Detour. Verb. To proceed by a deviation from a direct course or the usual procedure. Detour.
D-E-T-O-U-R. Detour.
Audrina, Peyton, and Jonathan.
Please remember to say the word before you begin spelling so that we're set and ready for you. And again after so we know that you finished.
Audrina.
Paddles.
Could you use that in a sentence, please?
Raina always keeps extra paddles in her canoe just in case she accidentally drops one in the water. Paddles.
Paddles. P-A-D-D-L-E-S. Paddles.
Hayden.
Rodeo.
Rodeo. R-O-D-E-O. Rodeo. Jonathan.
Direct.
Could you say that in a sentence, please?
Grandma preferred a direct route in order to arrive faster, but Great Aunt Sarah loved to take circuitous back roads. Direct.
Direct. D-I-R-E-C-T. Direct.
Na, Courtney, or Nya.
Say your name. Teachers.
Teachers. T-E-A-C-H-E-R. Teachers.
Courtney.
Squiggles.
Could you repeat that?
Squiggles.
Squiggles. S-Q-U-I-G-L-E-S. Squiggles. Brenya.
This word could be confused with a similar word. Mango. Noun. A yellowish red oblong to pear-shaped tropical fruit that has a firm skin and hard central stone. Mango.
Mango. M-A-N-G-O.
Mango.
Emmett, Eva, Lauren.
Barrels.
Sometimes.
If Thomas really barrels down the hill on his bike, he can make it home in 3 minutes. Barrels.
B-A-R-R-E-L-S.
Say it again.
Barrels.
Eva.
Pretty.
P-R-E-T-T-Y. Pretty.
Lauren.
This word has a near homonym. Bonnet. Noun. A woman's head covering of cloth or straw, usually tied under the chin. Bonnet.
Could you use that in a sentence, please?
Jin tied her handkerchief over the kitten's head for a bonnet. Bonnet.
Bonnet. B-O-N-N-E-T. Bonnet.
Lily and Oma.
Lily.
Imagined.
Can you repeat that, please?
Imagined.
Imagined. I-M-A-G-I-N-E-D. Imagined. Alma.
Condition.
Can you use that in a sentence?
Chandra said she would only go to the party on one condition. Condition.
C-O-N-D-I-T-I-O-N. Condition.
Ladies and gentlemen, round two, give yourselves a round of applause. Nick and Courtney.
Lily, Audrina, Lauren.
Lily.
Skiing.
Skiing. S-K-I-I-N-G. Skiing. Audrina.
Single.
Could you use that in a sentence, please?
Maria searched her wallet for a single to give the cloakroom attendant as a tip. Single.
Single. S-I-N-G-L-E. Single. Lauren.
This word has a homonym. Cousin. Noun. A child of one's uncle or aunt. Cousin.
Could you use that in a sentence, please?
Amelia's favorite cousin lives just down the street from her. Cousin.
Cousin. C-O-U-S-I-N. Cousin.
Hayden, Emmett, and Eva.
Hayden.
Ached.
Could you use that in a sentence, please?
Ella tried parkour with her friend and ached all over the next morning. Ached.
Ached. A-C-H-E-D. Ached.
Hayden, after conferring with judges, where
Because.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Dan and Claire stopped for lunch early because they had skipped breakfast. Because.
B-E-C-A-U-S-E, because.
Eva.
This word has a near homonym, dolphin, noun, a synchronized swimming stunt in which the body from a back-floating position is arched and goes down headfirst to describe a complete circle back to the starting position. Dolphin. In the old movie, a group of synchronized swimmers each performed a dolphin, one after the other, while maintaining a perfect circle formation. Dolphin.
D-O-L-P-H-I-N. Dolphin.
Brynja, Alma, Grace.
please remember to adjust the microphone to your height. We're starting to have a little trouble hearing.
Branya.
Glib.
Could you use that in a sentence, please?
The teacher made glib generalizations about animated films being mindless eye candy, but clearly he had not seen the Lego movie, which is extraordinarily good. Glib.
Glib. G-L-I-B. Glib. Alma.
Throat.
Can you use that in a sentence?
The infection in Alice's throat was successfully treated with antibiotics. Throat.
Throat. T-H-R-O-A-T. Throat. Grace.
This word could be confused with a similar word. Drone. Noun. One who does menial, routine, or boring work. A drudge. Drone.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Harper felt like a drone after an hour of pulling weeds in the hot sun. Drone.
D-R-O-N-E. Drone.
Jonathan, Peyton, Rebecca.
Jonathan.
This word has a near homonym. Rattled. Verb. Moved or proceeded with a clatter. Drove or rode clatteringly. Rattled.
Can you use that in a sentence, please?
Marla rattled down the street in her wagon. Rattled. Masthead.
Could you use that in a sentence, please?
Hetty flipped to the masthead to find the name of the newspaper's editor. Masthead.
Masthead. M-A-S-T-E-D. Masthead. Rebecca.
This word has a homonym, outright, adverb, in one transaction, outright.
Can you please use that in a sentence?
Keisha bought her car outright rather than setting up a payment plan, outright.
Alright. O-U-T-R-I-G-H-T, outright.
Another round done. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. Judges table, please. On to the fourth round.
Okay. Alma, Audrina, Grenia.
Alma.
Shimmery.
Can you use that in a sentence?
As the sun set, Georgia admired the shimmery glow it cast on the water. Shimmery.
May you say that just one more time?
Shimmery.
Shimmery. S-H-I-M-M-E-R-Y.
Say it again.
Shimmery. Audrina.
This word could be confused with a similar word. Indent, verb, to set as a line of a paragraph in from a left-hand margin or sometimes from a right-hand margin. Indent.
Could you use that in a sentence, please?
Jason knows that the first step in formatting his essay is to indent the first line of each paragraph. Indent.
Indent. I-N-D-E-N-T. Indent.
Branya.
Blindfolded.
Can you use that in a sentence, please?
David insisted that his mom remain blindfolded as they approached the dock so that her birthday riverboat cruise would be a surprise. Blindfolded.
Blindfolded. B-L-I-N-D-F-O-L-D-E-D. Blindfolded.
Kenneth, Rebecca, and Grace.
Cleat.
Cleat. C-L-E-A-T. Cleat.
Rebecca.
Shrine. Shrine.
Shrine. S-H-I-N-E. Grace.
Sneer.
Can you repeat the word?
Sneer.
Smear. S-M-E-A-R.
Lily Eva Johnson.
Lily.
Revved.
Revved. R-E-V-V-E-D. Revved.
Eva.
This word could be confused with a similar word. Surface. Noun. The outermost or uppermost boundary. Surface.
Surface.
S-U-R-F-A-C-E. Surface.
Jonathan.
Nudged.
Nudged. N-U-D-G-E-D. Nudged.
Lauren.
Squabbling.
Could you put that in a sentence, please?
Tired of his students squabbling over the project's direction, Mr. Edison gave up on his lesson plans and decided to turn on a movie. Squabbling.
Squabbling. S-Q-U-A-B-L-I-N-G. Squabbling.
Hayden,
Bustling.
could you use that in a sentence, please?
As the friends strolled along the bustling avenue, they often stopped to window shop. Bustling.
Bustling, B-U-S-S-L-I-N-G, bustling.
That is the end of round 4. Rebecca, Grace, Lauren, and Hayden. Hayden. Move up to filling the gaps.
Jonathan, you're okay.
You're fine, Bethany. Please don't next to Rose because that feels weird.
Eva. Lily. Alma. Eva.
This word could be confused with a similar word. Absent. Adjective. Not present or not attending. Absent. Scuffle.
Can you repeat that, please?
Scuffle.
Scuffle. S-C-U-F-F-L-E. Scuffle. Alma.
Relative.
May you use that in a sentence?
Francie's cabin sits back from the road in relative isolation from both the town and the other cabins. Relative.
Relative. R-E-L-A-T-I-V-E. Relative.
Jonathan, Brenda, Alcina, and Clement.
Jonathan.
Clobbered.
Could you use that in a sentence, please?
The hitter clobbered the ball, but it sailed high into the air and then came down into the outfielder's mitt for the final out of the game. Clobbered.
Clobbered. C-L-O-B-B-E-R-E-D. Clobbered. Brenda.
Scuba.
Can you use that in a sentence, please?
Minnie took classes in order to learn to use scuba gear safely. Scuba.
Scuba. S-C-U-B-A. Scuba. Audrina.
Leghorn.
Could you use that in a sentence, please?
Sal's leghorn lays nearly 300 eggs per year. Leghorn.
Leghorn. L-E-G-H-O-R-N. Leghorn. Erin.
Talons.
Can you use that in a sentence?
The eagle's beak and talons are indeed a formidable sight. Talons.
T-A-L-O-N-S. Talon.
Give yourselves a round of applause. On to round 6.
Alcina, Brenda, and Lily.
Audrina.
Crockery.
Could you use that in a sentence, please?
Juliana is looking to rent a cabin that is fully furnished, including crockery, cutlery, and bed linens. Crockery.
Crockery. C-R-A-W-K-E-R-Y. Crockery. Brenda.
This word could be confused with a similar word. Inlaid, adjective, set into a surface so as to form a decorative design or decorated with a design so formed. Inlaid.
Can you use that in a sentence?
The sales clerk showed Michael and Maud an imported coffee table with an inlaid brass top. Inlaid.
Inlaid. I-N-L-A-I-D. Inlaid. Lily.
Nada.
Can you repeat that, please?
Nada.
Nada. N-O-D-A. Nada.
Emmett, Alma, Jonathan, Eva.
Summit. It is Veronica's greatest ambition to one day reach the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro. Summit.
S-U-M-M-I-T. Summit.
Alma.
Destination.
May you use that in a sentence?
After years of domestic travel while the kids were young, Hattie's parents were keen to visit a destination city like Rome or Cairo.
Destination. D-E-S-T-I-N-A-T-I-O-N. Destination. Jonathan.
Parsnips.
Can you use that in a sentence, please?
Patrick roasted the whitish parsnips until they took on a golden tone and became soft and fragrant. Parsnips.
Parsnips. P-A-R-S-N-I-P-S. Parsnips. Eva.
Dedicated.
D-E, dedicated. D-E-D-I-C-A-T-E-D, dedicated.
Give yourself a round If everybody else misses the word, you're back in. If you're the last one standing in a round, you'll have to spell an additional word to finish that placing. So this is where it gets a little strange. We may find our first place finisher before our fifth place finisher. Just kind of how things fall out. Okay?
Emmett, Eva, Jonathan, Alma, and Brenda.
Loneliness. A state of dejection or grief caused by the condition of being away from others of one's own kind. Loneliness.
Loneliness. Loneliness. Loneliness.
When you finish, just go to the back of the line.
Eva.
Sorry, I let them clear on that.
Passers-by.
Sentence, please.
John waited in vain for one of the dozens of passers-by to help him with his flat tire. Passers-by. Ones who go beyond without stopping or noticing, usually by chance. Passers-by.
Passers-by. P-A-S-S-E-R-S-B-Y. Passers-by. Jonathan.
Notification.
Can I have it in a sentence, please?
Madge received a notification in the mail that her neighborhood association would host bingo night next Saturday. Notification.
Notification. N-O-T-I-F-I-C-A-T-I-O-N. Notification. Alma.
Cavity.
May I use that as a sentence?
Clark was dismayed to learn he had a small cavity in one of his molars. Cavity.
Cavity. C-A-V-I-T-Y. Cavity. Anya.
Devious.
Can you use that in a sentence, please?
Marcella gave devious answers when she was questioned about the now empty cookie jar. Devious.
Devious. D-E-V-I-O-U-S. Devious.
Classified.
Definition.
Forbidden to be disclosed outside a specified ring of secrecy for reasons of national security. Classified.
Classified. C-L-A-S-S-I-F-I-E-D. Classified.
Eva.
Simplicity. simplicity. Vivian admired the charming simplicity of her grandchildren. Simplicity. Innocence, nativity. Naivety. Say it.
Naivete.
Innocence.
Jonathan?
This word could be confused with a similar word, grudgingly, adverb, in a manner that is unwilling, reluctant, illiberal, or ungenerous. Grudgingly.
Can you say that in a sentence, please?
Though Tracy did offer her coworker a ride home, she did so grudgingly.
Grudgingly. Grudgingly. Grudgingly. Alma.
This word could be confused with a similar word, reduce. Verb, to diminish in size, amount, extent, or number, to make smaller, to lessen. Reduce.
Reduce. R-E-D-U-C-E. Reduce. Renya.
Furthermore,
Can you use that in a sentence?
fed up with the same old housework, Nadia stated she was done doing dishes and laundry, and furthermore, she was done cooking chicken dinners too. Furthermore.
Furthermore, F-U-R-T-H-E-R-M-O-R-E. Furthermore.
Round of applause. Really.
Associated.
Use a sentence.
Julio associated the cat's appearance in the window across the street with a day of bad luck. Associated.
Associated. A-S-S-O-C-I-A-T-E-D. Associated.
Jonathan?
Dormitories.
Can you say that in a sentence, please?
On the first weekend of spring weather, college students stream out of their dormitories to soak up the sun and fresh air. Dormitories.
Dormitories. D-O-R-M-A-T-O-R-I-E-S. Dormitories. Alma.
This word could be confused with a similar word. Gauze. Noun. Haze, mist. Gauze.
Can you repeat that?
Gauze. He enjoyed a quiet walk with the morning sun shining through the gauze.
Gauze. G-O-Z-E. Gauze. Grenier.
This word could be confused with a similar word. Exception, noun, something offered or offerable as objection or as a ground of objection or taken as objectionable, now usually used with take. Exception.
Exception. E-X-C-E-P-T-I-O-N. Exception.
Right. Emmett and Brenda, have a seat for a moment. We're going to sort out Alma and Jonathan for third and fourth places. So we're just going to keep going back and forth between the two of you. When someone misses a word, the next person's chance. If they miss it, back in we go. Until we get our pick. Remember, after your opponent has been eliminated, you spell one more word, that prove it word, to make sure that you got it.
Jonathan.
Curtains.
Can you repeat that, please?
Curtains.
Can you say that in a sentence, please?
Stella thought it was going to be curtains for the hero when they were thrown out of the boat into shark-infested waters. Curtains.
Curtains. C-U-R-T-A-I-N-S. Curtains. Alma.
Tuxedo.
May you repeat that?
Tuxedo.
Tuxedo. T-U-X-E-D-O. Tuxedo. Jonathan.
This word has a homonym. Canopy, noun, a formation of branches affording a cover of foliage, specifically the uppermost spreading branchy layer of a forest. Canopy.
Can you say that in a sentence?
The sun barely filtered through the thick canopy of the trees, and the air underneath was moist and cool. Canopy.
Canopy. C-A-N-O-P-Y. Canopy. Alma.
Mulberry.
May you repeat that?
Mulberry.
Mulberry. M-U-L-B-E-R-R-Y. Mulberry. Jonathan.
Biome.
Can you repeat that, please?
Biome.
Can you say that in a sentence, please?
The Arctic tundra biome has relatively low biodiversity when compared to other environments. Biome.
Biome. B-I-O-M-E. Biome. Alma.
This word could be confused with a similar word. Exerts. Verb. Brings as a force and influence to bear, especially with sustained effort or lasting effect.
May you repeat that?
Exerts.
Do you mind using that in a sentence?
The myth of the Kennedy presidency as Camelot exerts a special fascination to this day. Exerts.
Exerts. E-X-E-R-T-S. Exerts. Jonathan,
Withered.
can you repeat that?
Withered.
Can you say it in a sentence, please?
After the factory closed, it seemed like the rest of the businesses in the area withered away. Withered.
Withered. W-I-T-H-E-R-E-D. Withered.
Sorry, just a pause. Girls in the audience here, you need to space yourselves and stop talking, please. Space yourselves.
Alma.
This word could be confused with a similar word. Interjected. Verb. Through, in between, or among other things. Interposed, interpolated. Interjected.
Interjected. I-N-T-E-R-J-E-C-T-E-D. Interjected. Jonathan,
Arid.
can you repeat that, please?
Arid.
Can you say it in a sentence, please?
In Jean Giano's The Man Who Planted Trees, a shepherd transforms an arid landscape into a paradise by diligently planting acorns. Arid.
Arid. A-R-I-D. Arid. Alma.
This word has a homonym. Elation. Noun, high spirits or joy. Elation.
May I use that in a sentence?
The thunderstorm outside couldn't drive away Kiana's elation on the day she was elected class president. Elation.
Elation. E-L-A-T-I-O-N. Elation. Jonathan,
This word could be confused with a similar word. Wretched. Adjective, characterized by or tending to produce misery, squalid, dismal, or foul. Wretched.
can you say that in a sentence, please?
After the flood, the whole neighborhood looked wretched. Wretched.
Wretched. R-E-T-C-H-E-D. Wretched. Alma,
Deceptively.
may I use that in a sentence?
The company's advertising deceptively implied that eating the cereal would improve one's dance skills. Deceptively.
May you repeat that?
Deceptively.
Deceptively. D-E-C-E-P-T-I-V-L-Y. Deceptively. Jonathan,
This word could be confused with a similar word. Hackles, plural noun, temper, dander. Hackles.
can you say that in a sentence, please?
When mom is tired, she might get her hackles up about the smallest thing. Hackles.
Can you repeat that?
Hackles.
Hackles. Hackles. Hackles. Alma.
Faltered.
May I use that in a sentence?
Daniel never faltered in being a good friend to Anne, even though the other kids called them nerds. Faltered.
Faltered. Faltered. Faltered.
Jonathan spells this next word correctly. He is our third place finisher.
Jonathan.
Acutely.
Can you repeat that? Please.
Acutely.
Can you say it in a sentence, please?
Lucas declared himself acutely allergic to the singer's music and said he would suffer serious medical consequences if he heard even a note of it. Acutely.
Acutely. Acutely. Acutely.
Right, so grab your certificates, you two. Next website. All right, our championship round is now. So we have Ahmed first, and then Brenya. This will look very much like what you just saw. But this is for first and second place.
Metropolis. Washington, D.C. is the political metropolis of the United States. Metropolis.
Metropolis. Metropolis.
Brenya.
Triplicate.
Can you use that in a sentence, please?
Triplicate. Oh, sorry. All documents for the agreement were signed in triplicate and kept on file. Triplicate.
Can you repeat that?
Triplicate.
Triplicate. Triplicate. Triplicate.
If Ahmed spells this word correctly, he will be our champion.
Pedestals.
Sentence, please.
At the center of the room stood 3 pedestals, each topped with a glass case housing an artifact. Pedestals.